Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan says the country's projected 4% growth over the next 3 years is too ambitious in the current global turmoil. And UJ's Deputy Vice-Chancellor Professor Adam Habib says the Dalai Lama visa application debacle has made the South African government the subject of controversy. I'm Richard Brooks. Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan says the country's projected 4% growth over the next 3 years is too ambitious in the current global turmoil. Gordhan was speaking at a business dinner organised by the SA Chamber of Business and Industry. He says a 7% growth needed to make an impact in reducing unemployment might not be possible at the moment.
At the moment, however, 7% might not be possible for South Africa. The speed limit of the economy is much lower. Our growth projections at the time of the budget and before the current market turmoil were for the economy to grow by about 4% a year over the next 3 years. Clearly, that's far too ambitious in the current context unless we do something spectacular for ourselves.
UJ's Deputy Vice-Chancellor Professor Adam Habib says the Dalai Lama visa application debacle has made the South African government the subject of controversy. There has been a delay in the processing of the visa application of the Tibetan spiritual leader, who's been invited by Archbishop Desmond Tutu to celebrate his 80th birthday. Professor Habib believes the matter could have been handled differently.
Well, they could have handled it very simply. By issuing a visa, and if China has any questions around that, it's a very simple thing. Archbishop Desmond Tutu has invited the Dalai Lama to come to a personal function, that this is a matter between two individuals, and that South Africa does not intervene to stop these kinds of processes. It is not a formal visit. It's a visit between any two individuals. The fact that we have intervened has meant that we are now the subject of controversy.
The SA Clothing and Textile Workers Union, SACTAWO, says human rights are being violated in many clothing and textile factories in Newcastle in KZN. A survey by the trade union says workers are not supplied with toilet paper and are being forced to use pieces of fabric. SACTAWO says workers are confronted with smelly and unhygienic conditions. The union's National Organising Secretary, Chris Ina.
Most of those workers are actually kept in the compound and the conditions are terrible. Some of these workers are not paid according to the minimum standard of the bargaining council. They are actually paid on piecework. It means that whatever they are paid, it is based on a target work, which is against the minimum standard of the clothing bargaining council.
The Springboks have received a tremendous morale booster ahead of Sunday's World Cup quarter-final against Australia in Wellington. Lock forward Bakkies Botha has fully recovered from a hamstring problem and is available for selection. He was injured against Namibia 2 weeks ago and missed the subsequent match against Samoa last Friday. Botha is expecting a tough and a physical encounter against the Aussies.
No, it's that line-out. It's a key element in the game, specific line-outs and scrums, set pieces, definitely. I think they'll put Sharpie in this weekend. I think they will try to play against Victor, because we know Victor is the best line-out lock in World Rugby, and he pushed himself to new limits and new heights.
Catch the latest news anytime here on Newsbreak Option 1.